Hey, the beat go off?
Hey, hey, I up it, then my heat go off. Bang! I heard.
Now y'all be sure to like this video and turn those notifications on because everything y'all need is becoming easier to get. Now if you haven't already tried to get in the private IG, go ahead and request a follow or hit me up on Twitter and I'll try to get y'all in there. Now, it had been a while since the demigod glitch had been tested by myself, so in order to see if it still worked, I want to try it out for y'all the old-fashioned way where you go to create a roster, where you hit the menu button or the start button on PS4, and then from there you just join on a friend's park. It'll put you in the park of the last player you were on. So recently, you know, the NBA season just started and we got the new game mode, MyPlayer Nation. Now, if you do the demigod glitch on your character, give him all the highest attributes you can get, all the badges you want to put on him, maybe except for a steady shooter, you know, all the hot zones that he needs, you should be able to dominate MyPlayer Nation and get a lot of badge points, a lot of VC, a lot of my points, because you get 2 times the badge points, 2 times the VC, and 2 times the my points. Now, if you don't know how MyPlayer Nation works, pretty much whatever team you're on in my career, whenever that team has a game, that day you can play that game and you can get 2 times VC, 2 times my points, 2 times badge points every time your team plays a game in real life. So that pretty much means a few times a week you could play a game on your demigod character. Now, you may can increase your quarters to 12 minutes. My quarters was on 5 minutes just because this is for the purpose of the video. But this is the easiest and best way to play my career. Take advantage of every MyPlayer Nation game you could possibly play on because, like I said, double VC, double badge points, double my points. You will get so many badges in one game. You can get a lot of badges just by playing one single game. And keep in mind, I'm showing y'all this on 5-minute quarters, and I want y'all to see how many badges I get at the end of this game. Now, the only thing that I did not try to do was to make the other team super trash. I didn't make them all like 40 overalls, minimum height, minimum weight. I could have tried to do that, but I just wanted to see if the demigod glitch and the MyPlayer Nation thing would actually work together, and it does. Now, so you may or you should be able to maybe minimize their height, minimize their weight, and minimize their attributes to make them really bad, but you don't really have to if you're especially if you're playing on Pro. But if you play on Hall of Fame, like I know some of y'all like to, but some of y'all might not, you might get a little bit more badge points or VC. But to me, it does not matter because when you have a 99 overall demigod with all the speed and all the badges, nobody can guard you. Keep in mind, Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, is on the Jazz, and he is still getting buckets put on his head. There is nothing they can do to stop you, or me, or anybody who is doing this glitch. This is the easiest it has ever been to get badges in any NBA 2K game. I got guys who said they maxed their players out in 2 days just by grinding the glitch, and maybe they had a MyPlayer Nation, a couple MyPlayer Nation games. And these MyPlayer Nation games are extremely valuable this year, man, because all the badges you can get in one game doing this is a huge advantage compared to the beginning of the game. I mean, we're in the first quarter, 5-minute quarters, and this player already has 20 points with a whole minute to go, well, almost a whole minute. And you can see the threes, greeny. Now, I know by this point in the game, a lot of y'all already have y'all main character done already. But I know like a lot of y'all want second characters, third characters. And honestly, this is the best way to grind characters out right now. Let's just say, even if you have a player that you have already, that you play with mainly, if you want to make another player, go ahead and do that. You know, because this is the time where you can get double badge points and then do the demigod glitch. And then you can just play at least the MyPlayer Nation game so you can get like a few badges a game on that character. And then next thing you know, you'll have all your badges by playing like not even that many My Career games. Plus, if you're still able to edit your opponent's height, weight, and attributes, there's a fire method to get each category of badges you need. I mean, finishing, that's super easy. You can just drive to the basket and score. You should have no problem getting finishing badges. You should have no problem getting shooting badges because you can just pull up. I mean, look at this. This is a center. This is an interior finisher with all the Hall of Fame badges, and I didn't even take off steady shooter. So in a sense, I should be even better of a shooter when I'm wide open. Now, as far as passing goes, if you're working on playmaking, alley-oops are the wave. So you definitely want to make everybody in your team as tall as you possibly can. Everybody on the opposite team as short as you possibly can. Run to the basket and just throw alley-oops the whole entire game. Rebounding, very simple. You know what I'm saying? If the other team is trash and your team is trash, everything they throw up and everything, if everybody is small, everything they throw up should be your board. Everything. At this point in the game, grinding badges is not even really a grind anymore, given the fact that you could do this. You know what I mean? It was taking y'all games, listen, games to get badges, you know, at one point, you know, before the buff. So you have the buff, then you have double badge points, Then you have the demigod glitch, and then you can make the team even worse than they already are. You know what I'm saying? And they can't guard you. Nobody can literally guard you. You know what I'm saying? 50 points, 85% from the field. Blocks, steals, and rebounding. All of those things are going towards your defense. Like I said, I pull up another green light 3. Not to mention, this makes 2K worthwhile. This makes 2K, you know, less of a job. You know, it makes the game more fun. You know, I always tell y'all that it's not always about just grinding the game, but it's about having fun on the game and getting things in a reasonable amount of time. I understand that there should be some grind in the game, and grinding to legend is already enough of it if you're trying to get that far, which 99% of everybody who has this game will never see legend. Well, not a lot. Most of y'all won't even see elite. Most of us won't even see elite. I'm not even sure I will see elite status at this point in the game. I mean, I do like to have fun on 2K, but is all that time worth those rewards? You know what I mean? You know, you gonna get a few more. You gonna get more badges. You know what I mean? More badge upgrades. You gonna get some mascots. But by the time I get those mascots, how far is it gonna be before 2K21 comes out? I mean, it would be cool to hit legend, but y'all gotta keep in mind there's also a deadline as well. Like, if you don't hit it before a certain point, you won't even get 2K21 for free. You have to hit it within a certain deadline, and they usually don't give us that deadline. But like last year, they gave us like a very short notice about the deadline. But at least now, with these glitches, with these ways to get badges being fast and easy, you know what I'm saying, and fair, it makes the game more enjoyable. It makes the game more enjoyable simply because when you have multiple builds, you know, you get more opportunities to play with different lineups. You know what I mean? Now, if you have a guard all the time, let's say you got a guard, maybe the people you playing with already got guards. Maybe they need a center. But if you have a center, you know what I'm saying, you can play more. You can get more games in, because you know it's always those times on 2K where you're looking for a certain position, but you can't find one. When you need a center, sometimes you can't find one that's on. When you need a guard, sometimes you can't find one that's on. Sometimes I know a lot of people like to run with fours or power forwards that can shoot. Those are a lot of builds that people are looking for to play in the rec, because a lot of those builds are lacking. Because the more builds we have, the more 2K we will play. You know what I mean? It gets a little bit kind of boring once you do the same moves for thousands of games, you know, or hundreds and hundreds of games. You have the same player, so you can do the same moves. Of course, we're gonna be good with our main builds, or most of us gonna be good with our main builds. Some of us are gonna be better than others. Some of us gonna know a lot more than others. Some of us are gonna be dribble guys. Some of us are not. You know what I mean? Because it does, some skill does come into effect at the end of the day. But the more you'll be able to play in the park and the rec, the more skill you can develop. Because you're not gonna develop too much skill playing the AI, because the AI is not gonna really stop you once you learn your moves. Once you learn how to beat the computer, you pretty much beat the game. Once you learn how to do whatever to get your badges, you're done for. Especially when you have most of your badges and you're trying to get a couple left. But now that it's easier to get badges, badge points in DC, there should be no excuses. Nobody should have no more excuses about getting badges, no more for the rest of 2K. At least as long as the demigod glitch is in the game. Because you could essentially have a 60 overall player that you playing with, but you could be getting attributes, badges, and DC on a demigod 99 max height, any position, any animations you want, and it won't get much easier than that. Or let me say, I don't see it getting much easier than that, unless there is somehow, some way, another instant badge glitch, maybe like there was last year. I'm not saying that it works similarly, but I'm just saying if there was one last year, I wouldn't knock it on being another one this year that we just don't know about yet, or that has not been discovered. But up until that point, if that ever is found, or even if that exists, this is the easiest way that we have had thus far since the first one. And that could be debatable, because that still took you some time to do, because even the first one you have to keep quitting out your game and keep loading it back up. But at least this way, once you get out the game, you'll get a whole lot of badges, or a good amount of badges and my point upgrades in one game, and that is extremely fire. Now look at these my points for this one game. 5-minute quarters, 50,000 almost, 1 finishing badge, 2 finishing badge, 2.5 finishing badges, man. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 badges on 5-minute quarters. That take no time. Keep in mind, this player is not even getting starting minutes. So if you're actually getting starting minutes, you're going to get a lot of badges. Quick. So, man, I strongly advise y'all to take advantage. Get y'all badges, man. And even get y'all a VC too, because I know if a lot of y'all need VC, it's going to be a very fire way, because when you need to upgrade your player, it's going to come in handy. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that like button, hit that sub button, turn those notifications on. Until next time, man, DENSKI out.